Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to show you how to fruit thin an apple tree. The main reason for fruit thinning is to get rid of the excess weight on the branches. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this or not, but there's probably, I don't know, 30 or 40 apples on this one branch, and they're going to get like that big. This is a Honeycrisp tree. So what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 apples in one cluster. Another reason why we want to fruit thin is that when apples are touching, that's where insects attack them. Both the coddling moth and, in our case here, hornets attack them right where they're touching. I believe that's because they bump and bruise each other, and then they start to get soft there, and the hornets will wiggle in there and break a hole into the apple, and once they do that, the apple starts rotting and you'll get a whole bunch of hornets on it. So as far as the fruit touching goes, there's a lot of problems with that, and that includes coddling moths and wasps and rot, but there's other stuff as well. What we want to do is get rid of all of this cluster except for one. I just pick the best looking one and get rid of all the rest, and then we work our way down the branch. I just use my hand, which is about 8 inches. So from, say, this apple to the next apple on the same branch, if it's less than my hand, which is about 8 inches, I remove it. This is a different branch right here. Yeah, this is the only cluster on that particular branch. Also, another big thing is sweetness. If you let a whole bunch of apples grow on your tree like this, they're all going to be mediocre apples, and then they're going to rot and drop, and you'll be stuck with a few not so good apples. This way, you'll get more apples in the end, and they'll be much, much sweeter. Another big thing is when them apples drop, you're going to have a big mess in the fall, and if you fruit thin, you're not going to get all these falling apples the entire year. You can see there's a bunch of apples right there that have fallen already, and it's going to self-thin itself, and you're going to have tons more as the year goes on. And the last thing is, when apples produce in abundance like this, the next year they generally don't produce very many at all. Sometimes only 2 or 3 apples or no apples. And if you get in there and thin it at the right time, about 4 to 5 weeks after they flower, then every year they'll produce a steady crop. This way they overproduce one year and don't produce at all or underproduce the next year. This is a little bit late. I'm about a week late because it was raining and too windy to film, but it's better late than never. This may not produce next year, but hopefully it will. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. Okay, so again, we'll start at the end of a branch, and like in this case, we're going to remove this one, and this one, and leave that one. And then this is 8 inches away, so we'll get rid of this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And this is not 8 inches away down here, so we're going to remove all of these. Yeah, you end up removing a lot of apples, but in the end, it's really worth it. Let's take a quick walk around the tree so you can see how many apples are here. There are tons of apples on this tree. We'll walk all the way around and then we'll take a look afterwards. Another reason for not letting it self-thin is the rotting fruit on the ground attracts all kinds of nasty little insects that you don't want there. Okay, let's get started. And there you have it. 5-gallon bucket, nearly full of apples. And the ones that remain on the tree, oh, it's probably 1 in 8 remained on the tree. There's probably, 30 or 40 apples still on the tree. And those apples are going to be big, juicy, delicious apples. And hopefully we've warded off a lot of the insect damage and rot on the tree. It produces the most in a couple areas. We got a couple more to do over there, and a couple over there, and a couple right there. I'll get those real quick. And then as I go by the tree in the summer, if I ever see any touching, I'll yank one of them off. It seems like you're wasting apples, but you're not. I used to have to do this with my vineyard as well. And again, this is called fruit thinning. And it's a necessary part of raising pretty much any fruit. Okay, that's going to wrap this up. I will probably do an update, most likely in a short. And I have no idea when that's going to be, probably in 2 or 3 weeks. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.